Guys, so it's New Year's Eve, and you know, you tend to look back on a year that just was, and see if you would have done things differently, or did you give her enough, or did you get what you wanted to done, and all those kinds of things. And so I put together a short, kind of a slideshow, I guess you'd call it, for review of 2023, and you be the judge on whether I got enough done or not, and we'll go from there. So check it out. All right, so at this point now, many weeks have gone by, several, well, a few months for sure. Um, but I had the firewall and the interior of the cab painted. Um, what I didn't show in there is that before I could paint the firewall, I had to fit my master cylinder and brake pedal assembly and all that stuff. Not to mention filling dozens of unnecessary holes in the firewall, welding that all up. That took a couple of days in itself. And there was like weeks of body work and sanding and priming and block sanding and on and on and on. But at this point now, I finally have the cab and the front clip pretty much ready for paint. So yeah, got some paint on it, and she started looking really good. I still hadn't touched the box yet. I hadn't done the running boards yet. So there was still rear fenders. I started on the rear fenders, but I hadn't finished them. So there was still a lot of body work left. But one step at a time. So here we go. So at this point, we're into the second half of summer. I think things were going okay so far. But what I wanted to do is gear this thing up to take it for a spin around the block. Little road test, see what major things will come up. And to do that, I needed to bleed the brakes. I needed to hook up a power steering pump, which turned into a shit show. Get all my belts on, which meant an alternator as well. The rad was sitting too high engine compartment, so I had to relocate that, and it was also too close to the fan, so I had to bring it away. Um, what else? Uh, oh, I needed a shifter linkage. Didn't have that. Didn't have a battery box. Had to get one of those put in. Um, yeah, so there was a whole bunch of things to do to get this thing ready to take around the block. At the same time, I was also roughing in my wiring, and I started on the panels for the box. I had done the running boards already. I think I just had to paint them at this point. So I had a lot of stuff going on. So anyway, let's check it out and see how it went. Okay, so yeah, first test drive wasn't fantastic. The transmission was slipping like crazy. It ran good. Steering was good. Brakes were decent, but they're a little spongy, and it appeared to be running a little bit hot. So I figured right away, well, I'm going to need an electric cooling fan. On top of the regular fan that's on the engine. So I ordered that and put that in. Made a big difference. I went to a remote transmission oil cooler. The transmission, it turned out, had a bunch of water in it, and that's why it was slipping like crazy. So I had to flush it. I went through 25 liters of transmission fluid to flush it, and it seems to be good now. The second test drive went really well. Couple of minor leaks, nothing major. Yeah, other than that, there wasn't a whole lot to be said about it. Like I said, it steered good. Brakes were still a little spongy. Oh yeah, and the shifter, transmission would only go down to drive, wouldn't go into low 1 or 2. So it's a linkage deal. So I still have to adjust that and fix that up. I got to rebleed the brakes and a few other things, but at this point it's moving along pretty good. It seems to stall out a little bit because there's a lot of repetition with so there was a couple of paint touch-ups and buffing, and I'm still got a bunch of buffing to do, but there's no point in doing the final buff until it's pretty much done, because you're going to get marks and fingerprints and crap all over it anyway. So but yeah, the second one went a lot better, and it's bringing us up to date. And of course, we brought another couple of projects into the shop, one very short term and one that's ongoing. So take a look at that, wrap up, maybe throw in a couple of before and after of the truck, and then I'll wrap this thing up. And there you go. Quick review of 2023. Hope you enjoyed it. I think I got a shit crap load of stuff done this year. Looking back on it now, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of work for a little one-man operation here. But yeah, we're just going to carry on. Going to wrap this thing. It's coming down to the final stretch here. So we got 3-4 months left and get this thing done and out of here. And we'll move on to some new exciting stuff for 2024. So stick around. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, please. I truly would appreciate it. And for those of you who have subscribed, thank you very much. Once again, I do appreciate it. And, tell your buddies, tell your chums, help spread the word. And if you don't do anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man. Happy New Year, folks.